Okay, have you heard yet? The National Guard is now in Sacramento. We saw different trucks coming into town today. A couple of people got it on video, and the mayor's office did in fact confirm that 500 National Guard members are now here in Sacramento to keep the peace and to make sure that no critical infrastructure gets damaged, is what they're saying right now. We also wanted to tell you guys that tonight the curfew goes into effect. That will begin at 8 p.m. and it will last until 5 a.m. So anyone who is out and about, this will apply to you. A lot of people have asked us, what are the details of this? Well, I included a link in this post that you can click on that, and it actually takes you to the City of Sacramento's website, which kind of gives you some answers about some of those most commonly asked questions. But basically what it boils down to is you shouldn't be out, you shouldn't be on the street, but you also shouldn't be moving about. They say people are allowed to go to and from work. That is one caveat that they are making, but they are saying other than emergencies, you shouldn't actually be out after 8 p.m. And I specifically was looking into this because one of the viewers asked if she could go pick up somebody at the airport. And truthfully, it's not quite so clear at this point in time. So make sure that you've read the latest. Make sure that you've looked for the latest information if you happened to be out and about tonight, if you're supposed to be out and about tonight. That curfew was approved just this afternoon, just a short time ago, in fact, and there is a public emergency in place now. So you have to make sure that you're keeping updated on everything that is going on. Now, you guys might have heard last night there were about 25 arrests that were made. 22 of them were actually for looting, and then 3 of them were made for failure to disperse. So that was the numbers from last night. Of course, if you were watching, we were broadcasting the various damage that you might have seen over the course of the night. So it looked even worse than that from all the glass that we saw, but 25 arrests as of last night. If you're just joining us, what you need to know is that the Sacramento is now under curfew tonight starting at 8 p.m. So from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m., you're not supposed to be out. Not on the street, not in your cars, not out and about tonight. That's from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. This was just made clear to everybody, and the details of it are in a link that you can find in this post. If you're just watching on Facebook right now, there should be a link there for you. And you need to make sure that you're not going anywhere. The only exceptions at this point in time are if you're going to and from work or if you have an emergency. Of course, there are some various instances where people aren't sure what it needs to be done at this point in time, and I was just saying that a woman wrote in saying she needed to pick somebody up from the airport at 10 p.m. So right now that's not clear. I was trying to find some answers for her, and if I do hear anything, of course, I'll let you know as well. But make sure to tune in for any more information about that. Of course, the news at 6:30 is coming up shortly, so I just want to tell you guys a little bit about what we are going to be talking about tonight. We have various reporters in different parts of our coverage area, whether it be Stockton, right here in Sacramento. They're covering the protests that have been going on, but they're also covering the fact that these curfews do go into effect in Sacramento tonight at 8 p.m., so make sure that you keep that in mind. Marjorie is saying that they should start earlier than 8 p.m., and I have no comment on that other than, I in fact will just be going home right before that point in time. So this is in the middle of a lot of people's day, but in order to address the violence that they've seen over the past couple of nights, the city council decided that this would be necessary today. Paul is asking, where can you volunteer to help clean and repair vandalized businesses? I can find out for you, Paul. I'm not exactly sure, but I have seen a few different people post asking for volunteers, so I'll see if I can connect you with one of those. I know that there's a lot of different groups that are doing it. And I just want to make sure that everybody has seen this. Even the peaceful protesters, it doesn't matter who you are tonight, that curfew goes into effect at 8 p.m. So because I have this up, I wanted to just read you some of the most commonly asked questions, and then you can go from that point in time. Basically what they're saying, does the curfew apply throughout the entire city of Sacramento? Yes, all parts of the city are important and valued, and the safety of the whole city should be protected to the same degree by the curfew. This is from the city council, by the way, so if you're wondering where I'm reading from. When does this curfew apply? It begins Monday, June 1st, that's tonight. It applies every night from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m., and that's the next morning, so it'll end at 5 a.m. every day. When will the curfew end? The safety of our community is the highest priority for the city. The curfew will end when the city determines that the violence, chaos, and destruction have stopped. How will the curfew be enforced? The city asks all community members to voluntarily adhere to the curfew to help protect the safety of the community. The curfew is a tool to address the kind of behavior that caused fires and property damage and avert personal injury in the city. This next question, I'm scheduled to work during the curfew. Can I still travel and go to work? Can my employees still report to work during the curfew? Yes, people are allowed to travel to and from work during the curfew. Are businesses required to close during the curfew? Yes, all businesses that are open to the public must close no later than 8 p.m. So this is going to affect a lot of businesses, especially those that were just starting to open up because of the pandemic. What if I need to go to the hospital during the curfew? People are allowed to seek emergency medical care during the curfew. So a lot of unknowns right at this point in time, but what we do know is that curfew is in place starting tonight and for the foreseeable future. Now, I do got to jump off because the news at 6:30 is about to start, so we'll give you the latest updates there. But if you guys have any more questions for me, feel free to put them in the links. I'll try to get back to you just as soon as I can. But right now, this applies to Sacramento. So I'll have the details for you at 6:30. See you soon, guys.